Game 1 of this best-of-5 series to end the night. Single A matchup between the Leopards and the Rattlers. Let's get into it. Just getting the countdown now. See who can score first. You know, we have had the first goal has become very important tonight for every series we've seen so far. I wouldn't expect that to change in this one. Already some offense we're going to see as the ball is put downfield for the Leopards team, but Crystal Bohemian will get their big opportunity to shoot. Crystal will save this one away. The Leopards actually on defense, they had started on offense, got moved quickly back down, and it looks like the Rattlers want to come out here. They want to set the tone early and get a goal on. It's Max with a miss. That could be dangerous. Crystal wants to take it on his own half. But Cubics, Rattlers coming out looking strong.
They are. Oh, that own goal is going to suck for this Leopards team. This is a tough position here. Bick making some great plays and a great pass down to Dragon, but that was posting out, and if Crystal had just left it for a little bit longer, might have had a little bit more time to react to that and get it out of harm's way. Instead, it's in the back of their net, and they find themselves down 1-0 early. Could be 2 here.
A lot of offensive pressure coming out for the Rattlers, and Crystal looking to take that one back. We try to get a goal and even that out. Either way, we continue here. Only barely a minute has passed, and we are up 1-0 for the Rattlers. Not a result I think many of us would have thought. And finally, the Leopards will move the ball downfield. Max looking to get it in. Crystal will have the shot on, and Big can't save that one. So much power behind it, and we are tied a minute into this game.
Sheesh, like you said, so much power on this. Dragon setting that ball a little bit too far away. Bick was in position too, just could not get up high enough to make sure that one didn't go in. But the power that Crystal Bohemian found on that one, my goodness gracious, that's in the back of the net almost every single time. We're tied right back up.
First outing that these Leopards get, they move downfield and they score it immediately. Is that a good sign for them? A bad sign for the Rattlers? Or you think it was a fluke going down that way?
I think it's somewhat a fluke, although a misplay on Dragon possibly, but I think it's a really good sign for the offense. Oh my, Salmon almost finds the craziest redirect we may have ever seen in RLPC. But that, I think the play there to get that first goal to go, a very good sign for this Leopards team. And they look like they want to come and pounce on this defense and make sure that they score on every chance that they possibly can get.
Yeah, Salmon, a player we were really quiet on the desk here, but trying to come through now. And Salmon, as I say it, will pop it over the last defender for these Rattlers and make the score 2-1, taking the first lead of the series here for the Leopards.
Seems like I'm being proven wrong a little bit. The Leopards not even needing to pass to beat the Rattlers defense. It seems like they're able to just kind of shoot it and it goes in. I thought the passing would be the main thing that the Leopards would use to beat this Rattlers squad as an area that they have been much better at. But it seems like they don't really need to when their shots are all finding the back of the net. 4 of them, 2 have already gone in the back of the net.
Yeah, the Leopards, to their credit, came out looking very shaky. They were getting shot on a lot, and then the own goal comes through. But they have looked better in the past minute or so. Moving the ball downfield, getting some passes going, getting some assists. Salmon coming out with 2 goals, looking fantastic. They're going to continue that as we continue now almost halfway through this game. Up 1, looking to maintain this lead. Salmon will have to put this out. Rattlers trying to get something going. They had it going early, but haven't been able to find it since, and they definitely don't want to let the Leopards break out. But Crystal will pop this upward. Max, a little too fast for himself. He was so much worried about getting the aim on that he forgot to hit the ball. Finds a little bit of time for the Rattlers to get back. Still, though, in possession are the Leopards, finally forced onto their defensive half. Crystal making the touch here. We're going to keep playing it. We'll leave it for Max. Now, Max be excuse me. God, that's the tongue there. But either way, Salmon will pop this downfield to Max, and he will find the touch for a clip-worthy goal. Now up 2.
Max, that's illegal. That was going high too. He sends that right into the top shelf from above, and that must be one of the craziest redirects I have ever seen. And oh, Max, you can tell he's hyped to be on stream today, and really showing it, putting them up here by 2. That's a 3-goal run as well for the Leopards, looking deadly on offense, which was the main problem that I thought the Rattlers would have. And it seems that they're definitely having that problem.
They are, as another miss comes through, almost dangerous for the Leopards, but Vic able to make this save and get this ball cleared away. We've noticed a lot more change of play from these Leopards. They have moved on the offense considerably well as compared to the first minute. And, the Rattlers, they've fallen off. Their defense isn't quite as there. They're not able to maintain possession as much. What, changes have these Leopards made in order to get back in this game?
They seem to be playing for possession more. They're playing a little bit more passive on the offense and allowing them to keep possession for longer, and that's allowing them to break down this Rattlers team. And they've found a few goals that way, and in transition as well. Their transition game has been perfect, but allowing them to keep that possession allows them to break down this defense of the Rattlers, and that's how I think they got the second goal and possibly the third one as well. So they've shown that a couple of times in this game, and I think that's something that they can take and move forward into game 2 with a lead.
Rattlers are going to need to find something, change something here as we approach 40 seconds remaining. It's not quite out of this game yet, only down 2, but they have to score soon. I would say within the next 10 seconds, or they're out of it, though. Max looking to go ahead and put the dagger in, gets the pass, but isn't quite able to keep it over the net. Still, Leopards encroaching. Crystal was up with the pre-ray, trying to get it there. Max does beat 2. Vic has to save this one away. Vic, to his credit, he has been there on the defense for his team, but overall, it just hasn't been enough. They've got to find some offensive rhythm as time will continue to tick away. And like you said, Leopards looking to take game 1 here in the series lead, 1-0.
Down with 10 seconds on the clock. This Rattlers squad not able to come back into this one, looking for a consolation goal here, possibly sending this one the length of the floor. But they are not going to get it, and the Leopards going to take this first game in what looks to be 3-1 fashion, but the ball's still up for an absurdly long time. There we go. The ball finally hits the ground. Leopards take game 1, and their offense was just at another level compared to the Rattlers. They had the consistency, the shots, even 9-4, really showing just how strong the Leopards came out after that first minute or so. Like you said, looked a little bit shaky on the defensive end, and then the own goal went in, and that seemed to be the mental reset that the Leopards team needed. Came out with 3 straight and looked dominant on the possession game in the back half of that game, and really took it to the Rattlers. And that's how they take game 1, and we'll see if they can do it again in game number 2.
For the first time tonight, the first goal does not dictate the way we think the series will go, but you're the Rattlers. You're moving into game 2. You started off strong and then played really weak the back 2.5 minutes. Certainly not how you started the game. What has to change for them? What do they have to do to find that rhythm that they had in the beginning of that first game and try to take it to these Leopards, now down 1 in the series?
Well, I think the main reason that they ended up getting so much of that pressure was they were able to hold offensive possession. They didn't have to go back on the defensive end where they looked pretty shaky, and we'll see if they can keep the ball out of their own half. I think that's going to be the key for them at this point. Make sure they don't have to play defense where they are worse than the Leopards, and we've seen that so far in this series. So they have to make sure that they don't play defense as much as the Leopards so that they have a shot at getting it on offense. But as I've said, the Leopards playing a really good possession game, so that's going to be something that they'll need to break down before they can even make a press to stay in their offensive half.
Game 2 getting underway here. Leopards are up 1-0 in the series. We will see if the Rattlers can bring that offense back to fruition or if it will continue to go the way of the Leopards. As Crystal had come into chat and said, they scored every single goal of the last match, actually. Remember, because the only goal for the Rattlers was that own goal from Crystal. So we'll see, can they get some offense of their own generated, or will we see another semi-shutout? But already looking strong are the Leopards, keeping the ball on the Rattler half. Going to get another goal here early. Salmon, though, gets beat by Big. Again, the shining light for this Rattlers team so far, and he will beat another now. Max has to save it. Will stuff Tuxedo marks. And as Tuxedo, you came into this game and you said he's got to be the one that steps up tonight, even though he's only played 1 series, and I want to see what he's got. Has he met your expectations so far? Is that fair to say, only game 1? Or do you think he still needs to perform better for this team overall to look good?
I think everybody on the Rattlers so far has looked a little bit underwhelming. And I think we're going to need to see some more offense from this team as a whole for that to really change. They've played too much defense and just not looked really good there. So I don't think anybody's playing up to their standards right now. And it's hard to say what Tuxedo's standards really are at this point, seeing as he's only played 1 series. Max can't quite find the back of the net. That was a very close opportunity. Leopards almost scoring there, but yeah, it's hard to say what the standards really are for Marks, and we'll see if he can meet what his stats say he can in this game. Ooh, gets a goal there.
As you say it, he goes downfield, gets the pass from Blazing Dragon up to 50, and will score the first goal of this game. You thought it should have been Max's. He couldn't quite get the open net score, and it goes back downfield for the Rattlers. A great goal for them, and a great momentum builder for this team trying to get back into the series.
Yeah, that's huge for them. Being able to get that goal gives you that that little bit of confidence to come and be the main guy in this series. We've seen him be the offense for this team very rarely, but at times, and that's a great show from Marks to get back in this game and get his team back in the series as well.
Looking to get a second one here. Big almost had it, but good touch from Salmon pops this out. The Leopards have had the majority of the offense, and nobody challenges here, so Max goes up, spins around, ballerina-esque, and he will tie us up almost immediately. Now, 3 minutes left in this game, basically reset.
Yeah, that just is another bit of sloppy defense by the Rattlers. Someone had to be on that ball, and nobody was. The challenge coming in too late, and he probably would have been better off not challenging and playing net for the save, and just kind of didn't, and that's gonna put them back even here, and we're kind of seeing things repeat themselves from game one. The goal going the way of the Rattlers. They give up 1, they give up 2, they give up 3 in the last game. We'll see if the Rattlers can shift the momentum back in their favor as Bick misses a wide open shot.
He does, but the Leopards, you know, they have struggled some on their 50s. Definitely something that you would think the Rattlers can take advantage of. Their defensive transition also being a little sloppy this game. Still, though, maintaining the offensive pressure. Already moving back downfield after the mistouch there from Bick. Trying to get a goal with a backflip from Bick. Blazing, though, will come through and save him. Still, Leopards on offense, looking to get another one. Want to continue the Game 1-esque style of bury them in the back half of the series. Blazing doesn't get a great touch, and now Max will center it off the corner. Salmon can't quite get to it, though Crystal is there. Pops it a little too high. Leopards just piling this pressure on, not wanting the Rattlers to get out, trying to get the boost star going. That demo from Bick could help. Tuxedo finally will put it upfield. You do have Blazing in the corner, who will pop this up, looking to get some quick, fast offense for the Rattlers, but Max is there and will 50 and win this ball, moving back downfield. Back and forth we go. Still tied in this affair, but it feels like the longer this game goes on, Cubics, the more it will favor the Leopards.
Yeah, it really does. They seem to have that ability to wear down the other team, whereas the Rattlers have not really shown that at any point. They've not been able to hold the same kind of pressure. They feel like they've always been playing from the back foot, and the Leopards have that ability to play from ahead. Whoa, that a good save by Marks on the back end, being the standout player in this game for the Rattlers with the goal and that beautiful save to keep him in this one. But like you said, yeah, it seems like the Leopards just have that ability to really wear down the Rattlers, whereas the Rattlers have not shown the same type of thing.
We'll have to see, can they pull them out? Can they change things around? Opportunity now, a great team play came through, but a better save from Bick on the back end. Still the Leopards looking to suffocate here now. A minute left in this game. Open net opportunity, but Max can't get there on time. Tuxedo will catch up to this one. And if you're the Rattlers, you have got to get some offense going. A mistouch here. This is dangerous. Max goes for it, but again, hits it a little too wide on the open net. And the Leopards, I mean, they have been given every opportunity. Max again off that left corner, can't score it. If they don't win this game, they will be kicking themselves because they have had every opportunity known to man.
Absolutely every single one. They had 7 shots in that last little sequence there, had so much pressure, and that was the suffocation that the Leopards can really bring to the Rattlers. But the Rattlers held it off, and they held it off fairly well, and I think that's a good show for them, and almost gives them an advantage going into overtime if we get there. And that's got to be a little bit scary for the Leopards. If you have that many opportunities and can't capitalize, you can start to get in your own head a little bit. So we'll see if they can make it quick in OT.
Well, OT begins here. First OT of this series. Already going the way of the Rattlers as they will move down to the Leopards half, like you said, maybe feeling a little rattled after all of them open shots that they couldn't quite get in. Max has got to button that blouse up, sweetheart, and start shooting straight because it is just not working, but still finally able to move down to the offense. This is a good bump on Big from Salmon. Max opportunity, who does double at center. Crystal gets there, but a good hit from Marks as he does die. Gets that out. Ball now floating in the center. Crystal is there. Yet another desperate save from Big. Finally breaking through. Salmon will keep this on, though. Max trying to avoid it so he doesn't accidentally take it. This ball continues to live in the Rattler half. And the Rattlers, if they're going to win this game, I mean, at this point, they're basically going to do it on transition.
Yeah. Basically, that's going to be their main chance. This one's still in front of the net. Max going for it.
Oh my goodness, the greatest own goal I think I've ever seen in my entire life. He catches it on the back wall, doesn't hit it out, falls on it, beats his own teammate, and the Leopards now up 2-0 in the series. That could be a mental boom for the Rattlers.
Oh no! They got an own goal in the first game gifted to them as the first goal in game 1, and it comes back to bite them here as karma strikes in overtime. And Leopards take game 2. How unfortunate is that for Dragon? Just falling on that ball and ended up going in his own net. Oh, you have to feel so bad for this Rattlers team. And that's got to be a bit of a momentum killer, right? Rattlers only getting 4 shots in that game. Leopards with 11. 9 of them coming from Max as well. Huge game out of the kid. And yeah, it's you got to feel so bad for the Rattlers and hope that they can get a mental reset coming into game 3.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Leopards, like I said, they maintained the offense most of that game. They obviously not out of this yet are the Rattlers because they kept it close. And yeah, Leopards were on offense, but 2 for 9 from Max. I mean, certainly not something he wants going forward. Those are, danger Tinder date numbers. You don't want to get anywhere near that. Definitely want to start sinking them because most of them were open. Something he's going to look to fix next game out. But, you're the Rattlers at this point. You're down 2. You're going to have to reverse sweep. You've kept it close, but you have not quite been able to break out. Like we said, transition plays go well for them, and I think are a strong suit. They could take advantage of these Leopards, who often play very far up. But what has been their struggle getting it out on the defensive half, and what do they have to do to break down this Leopards team, who have just been given so many opportunities?
Well, it seemed like when they had that absolute fire drill in the right before overtime at the about minute mark left in the last game, it was the inability for the Rattlers to get out of their own corner. It seemed like they were just pinned there, and Leopards were constantly winning those challenges, those 50s or open balls in the corner, and they were able to recenter it over and over and over again. So a step forward would be keeping that ball in the corner, not let it be dangerous. But a better step is being able to win those challenges and take it upfield, which is something that we've seen them not be able to do. And like you said, I think both teams really have a tendency on offense to play a little bit too far forward, and that's really kind of the weak points. But the Leopards are able to get those transition opportunities, but the Rattlers just haven't shown the same ability to really able to transition from defense to offense.
Well, you had predicted the 3-1. Rattlers, this has got to be the do or die moment for them to take a win opportunity. We often see it game 3, even though a team is up 2-0, for them, they could take this one. How are we going to come out? We did have this little bit of a long pause, obviously, as a player had an issue behind the scenes, so maybe getting a reset for these Leopards here as well. We're going to find out, but we are getting started here, ladies and gentlemen. Game 3, Leopards on match point, and the Rattlers have to reverse sweep if they want to stay in this one already. The ball on the Rattlers half, but Max can't quite get to this one as it bounces out high. Still, the Rattlers, you expect they want to start early. They need to score first to build the momentum. Leopards already, though, moving it downfield. That offense that they're so proud of, that has worked for them. The Blaze, great read here now, one-on-one versus Crystal. Tries to read Crystal, doesn't quite get there, but finally the Rattlers, some signs of life, moving into the offensive half. Max with the save here, trying to keep this one out. Either team's game to win. 30 seconds in, not seeing a ton of Leopards offense, which is a good sign for the Rattlers. Max here with the whip will keep this on the Leopards half of Crystal, able to beat Tuxedo and move this one out.
I'm liking what I'm seeing so far from the Rattlers. They're able to stay in this blue half a lot more. That's a good bump, too, to allow for a challenge. Crystal reads that very well, though, and able to transition out here. So this is going to be an interesting little possession here to see if the Rattlers can make it back out, and they do. And that's a good play. They ended up going up the center of the field instead of through the corner, and that's what really worked for them to get out on that possession. And I think that's what we got to see from them a little bit more, utilizing the middle of the field a little bit better. Whew, that one is dangerous. A great shot coming in from Max yet again. but that one's saved away, unfortunately, for the Leopards. But we'll see if the Rattlers can come back in this one.
Yeah, we've seen a bit more hesitation from the Leopards this game, but opportunity for Max as it pops high. A great save from Blazing. He has been on point for the defense for the Rattlers here in the past minute. We have seen more hesitation come out from these Leopards. They're not quite as dominant on offense. They're backing off. It feels like opportunity here as Max backs off. Tuxedo tries to get the double, and it eventually will go in, and the Rattlers will take the first lead of game 3.
Yeah, this is a great little play here. Max ended up so awkward, and Marsh just puts it bar down for the first goal in this game. Rattlers have scored every single first goal so far. Marks with 2 of them, and an own goal in game 1 being the other goal that went in for them. But that being said, the Rattlers have never been able to hold on to a lead, so we'll see if they can do it for the first time in this series.
They're looking a lot better this game, consistently moving it downfield. As I said, the Leopards not really playing as they did. Maybe the break hurting them a little bit. Now trying to move it downfield, though. Crystal will win this 50, pop it over. Another Max is there. And as I say it, they come right back. The teamwork on point. Crystal to Max. And we are tied up with 3 minutes remaining.
Exact opposite way I thought it would have gone. Crystal shown to be that striker, 1.24 goals per game coming into this series, and Max sitting below 0.7. But Max has had the shots and the goals. Last 2 games, 3 goals on 12 shots for the kid. Looking great out there. And Bohemian with the assist to do it as well. As this ball is just super dangerous up in the midfield. That could have been very bad. That's not the type of midfield play I meant when I said that the Rattlers needed to play it up mid. They need to play it up mid, but they need to play it out, not in front of their own net. They got to get it out of there, which is the danger area, and make sure that they have some space to use that ball and get it into good scoring positions.
When the Rattlers, once again, we saw this in the first 2 games, backing off after that goal goes through for the Leopards. Every time they move to the offense, they just run away. They go to their back end, look for hundreds. You have to maintain this offensive presence. If you're the Rattlers, it's the only way you'll break down this Leopards team. They're looking to do so here as Vic will put this off the sidewall, but Crystal's able to get there. They had started a boost start, but here we see they back off, and now the offense going the other way. Vic has to make this hit, but doesn't. However, I don't think Max was able to read that. He was also getting bumped in the midfield. Still, Leopards on offense. Crystal looking to get this one center. He's left all alone, but isn't quite able to corral this one. Salmon with the whiff as well. Vic will fall on it, and Max has to keep this one in. Crystal, good 50 here. This is dangerous. Pops up. Max can't quite get there. Maybe thought Crystal had that communication mistake. Buying the Rattlers some time. Still looking suffocated. This is where they have struggled all series long. Crystal with a good shot. The Vic again coming through with the save. Max off for the Tuxedo. Still a shot will come through, and finally, it was only a matter of time. Salmon buries this one, and once again, as you said, Rattlers lose the lead, and the Leopards are up 1.
The suffocating offensive possession from the Leopards. My goodness. That's just another show of the Rattlers play it into the corner, can't get it out. Leopards center it, one after another, and finally it goes in. They're not that great at scoring on their opportunities. They have a lot of good ones, but are not able to put them through. But they just are allowed so many by this Rattlers team that's where they really falter. They've only got 2 goals on 10 shots in this game. A 20% goal percentage on shots is not very good. You usually look to see about 1 in 3, and right now the Leopards sitting at 1 in 5. So they're not all that accurate with their shots, but the Rattlers are just giving them so many, it doesn't matter.
Indeed, and you know, the Rattlers, they've suffered time and time again. Like I said, it feels like they're getting in their own heads in some way. Opportunity here, but Tuxedo will hit this wide of the mark to the right of the Leopards. Max trying to beat one. Actually, we'll give it to Big, but again, I mean, these little put it side to side to side to side. Eventually, you've got to shoot that ball because you need to get an opportunity on. Now Leopards moving the other way. Salmon will dodge marks and beat one here, trying to get the center, but gets tied up with Blazing in the corner. Still, though, takes it from Big, pops it to Crystal, who wins this one. Blazing has to make the play here. He will, but Max just waiting, patient. Knows time is on their side. 10 seconds just about remaining in this one. Rattlers need a miracle.
Rattlers do need a miracle. They need a transition play to happen right now, but it's not something that we've seen from them really at all. They've scored the first goal in every game fairly early, but that's been it. And in this game, Marks comes through with 3 of the 4 goals for the Rattlers, and the miracle happens. The Rattlers score
Leopards.
2 times for the first time in the series.
1 second remaining. You imagine we're going to OT for the second time in the series, but Leopards blew that. I mean, they were all over each other. Max bumped 2 teammates, couldn't get there. They just sort of threw. And so now we get to OT, maybe a little rattled themselves. Can the Rattlers find some purchase after that mistake from the Leopards defense? We're about to find out. Of course, Leopards still on match point, and if they win this, they win the series. And basically, you get the full org sweep tonight on stream from the Panthers org. Obviously, something they'd love to do. We're getting ready here as Crystal will move this one upfield. Opportunity, pass to Max, but he once again can't find the back of the net. Salmon has to come through, gets met by Blazing. This ball's dangerous. Max has to take the corner boost, but now it's just Crystal in the background versus Blaze. He will win this one. Max turns around awkward. Still dangerous. Rattler still looking to shoot it. Big will put it center, but Tuxedo doesn't commit. And again, we see backing off from the Rattlers, moving back down to their own.
Oh, this transition good, though. A double commit as well. This one's straight down. Max almost own goaling again. Marks is there with the cleanup and the hat trick. In game 3, we are going to 4 here in unexpected fashion. I saw that bang down from, I believe it was Dragon. And that was a really clean play because it didn't hit the ceiling at all. Just kind of coasted up there and made the defense panic. And Marks was there for the cleanup. And the stats don't lie, it seems. He really is the offense for this team, scoring 4 out of the 5 goals for the Rattlers. And every goal in that game as well to lead them over the Leopards, especially late in that game. And if you're the Leopards, usually when a team has the 1-2-4 kind of standpoint to win in 4 games, usually it's close, blowout in game 3 the other way. And then it's a nice little reset in game 4 and they pull it out. But this game you had in the bag if you're the Leopards, and you ended up throwing it at the end. So that's a great setup for not so great mental on the side of the Leopards. So we'll see if the Rattlers can take advantage of that. And they looked a lot better and were able to get a couple of transition plays to work at the end of that game. We'll see if that can make the difference.
Yeah, and if if you let the Panthers Nation down, if you're Max there, he started to double commit way too often. He was overcommitting. He was going for everything in the end, and we saw they paid for it. So definitely got to get the reset here in Game 4, as now we are 2-1, still match point for the Leopards. So the Rattlers have tons of momentum off that basically 0-second win. We'll see what they can do with it. Already moving the offense, but this is dangerous. Salmon will try to pop this out big. Puts it in, but a missed touch from an own teammate there. This is dangerous for the Leopards. The pass center, Max pops it too high. Salmon's going to have to come through. Big will put it out, however. Crystal is there. Leopards, you want to score here. You want to score early. Get your momentum back in your favor. Opportunities abound, and once again, they're unable to finish on the offensive possession.
But they're doing a great job of keeping it in, and that's that kind of suffocating rotation there. I think Salmon got a little bit antsy and moved up a little bit too early, and that's why the Leopards find themselves on defense here. But for that first 30 seconds, the pressure was all with the Leopards, and we've seen that suffocating offense time and time again. It doesn't matter, as Marks yet again able to find the back of the net somehow for the Leopards in whatever that was. Complete chaos in front, about 5 cars colliding with each other and the ball, and it somehow dribbles in the back of the blue net, and Rattlers scoring the first goal for the 4th straight game.
Yeah, and if I'm the Leopards, you have to clean your defense up. I mean, this has been kind of abysmal. I'm not going to lie. Like, backflips everywhere, double, triple commits, panic all over the place. They've got to clean that up because they just don't look like a team that feels very confident from behind. So they need to clean up both their offensive shooting and just their defensive rotations. But already the Rattlers looking to take advantage of the openings that they have created, moving it downfield. Big couldn't quite put this one on, but keeping it up for his team. Crystal rotating back, has to play this ball again. Awkward for him, and Blazing will come through, but can't put it on target. Max now possessing it in his corner, moving it upfield, trying to break the Leopards out here. Can't get it past Big, and we are stuck on the Leopards half. A very uncomfortable position, and not one they have been in many times this series. Crystal pops this one out. Blazing, that's awkward opportunity, but nobody goes for the Leopards. Max not challenging at all. This is super dangerous. Salmon got faked, and Bick will just score. Where was the challenge from the Leopards?
Non-existent. Max, I think, a little bit too hesitant on the defense there, and leaves his counterpart in a very bad position in Salmon, and that's going to go in. And you were saying before that them being down 1-0 is uncommon, but it's happened every game. But this is not. They've never been down by 2 goals at any point during this series, and this is going to be a really interesting scenario for them to try and come back from. We haven't seen them play from this far behind with this little time left on the clock. 3 minutes is a lot, granted, but with this amount of time on the clock, we've seen them score twice. We've never seen them have to equalize by scoring twice.
You know, it's surprising too, his Tuxedo opportunity here, but Crystal will fall on this and make an incredible save. We looked at their stats in the beginning game. We said defense is these guys' strong suit. They look really good on defense. You know, their offense has been shaky, and we can see that moving forward with their stats and everything, but their defense was solid. That is not at all what we have seen this game. It has been incredibly shaky on defense. Their rotations look scared. They double, triple commit. They have got to clean that up. Opportunity to get back into this game, not quite able to find it. And the Leopards, you know, they're not as confident. And you can tell. The Rattlers, they move this ball out better. Opportunities abound. Another high one. Crystal should have left that for a teammate. Still, though, the miss from Bick leaves this open, and Salmon will pull these Leopards back within 1. 2 minutes remain.
That's huge for them. Bick not able to get that touch. That's unfortunate for the defense, but they didn't really have the rotations. Even if Bick had made that save, he probably would have had to keep it close from his positioning, and that would not have ended well considering where the rest of the Rattlers team were. But that a great goal for the Leopards to get at this moment. They're being outshot 6-2 right now. They haven't had that same type of offense since game 3. They've never shown the same type of pressure, whereas the Rattlers kind of have. They found ways to get out of their own end, and the Leopards have not been pressing as hard. We've seen them be suffocating a lot in this series with their offense. They just haven't had that time and ability to set up one in this game, and that's why they find themselves down right now.
Trying to move it out of their half, but unsuccessful as of yet. Time continues to tick away, and it is not their friend. If you are the Leopards right now, you want to go ahead and move this downfield and sign the game up so you're not desperate in the end. But Rattlers looking to extend the lead. Tuxedo couldn't quite get it past Crystal. Ball floating in the midfield, but Blazing will reach it first, and the Rattlers continue this offense. A missed touchdown on a double. This could be dangerous. Crystal, though, gets it, and this is an open field, actually. Opportunities. You have Max there. Max, though, not able to corral this one on time. It didn't quite get past him from Crystal enough time. Salmon commits to this, with ball still floating in the midfield, though. Leopards looking to take advantage of this. We'll take the midfield. Crystal opportunity, looking for the double here. Doesn't quite get the aerial, however, and Tuxedo can come through. Tuxedo will also read that hit from Max. Crystal pops it back in, giving the ball away. Max not able to corral this one. And the Leopards, they had broken out. They had opportunities. What, panicked a little bit again and weren't able to finish them. Now a double. This could be super dangerous as Tuxedo gets this one up, but nobody is there for the Rattlers. Still, though, they're content to keep popping this one high and burn as much time as you can because they're up 1. That's all they need, but a great bump comes through from Blazing. Bick all but secures this game, almost sending us to a game 5.
We'll see if they can do it, and this is exactly what I was worried about. You're seeing the breakdown from the Leopards. They're not playing the same game they've played the rest of the series at all. They've had to play so much defense, and for both these teams, that's their weak point. You got to play in your offensive half, and the team who gets the most possession is going to win these games. This game, it's been the Rattlers. Last game was a little bit of a fluke. I got to admit that a great pass across and would have been what got the Leopards back in this series. Well, back in this game, sorry, to take the series in 4. They can't do it, however. And at this point, it looks like we might be going to 5 after all.
Yeah, you know, your prediction looking more and more alive every day, though. Rattlers are coming out strong, and will have a lot of momentum moving to the next game. You know, if I'm the Leopards, one thing I really would fix, Max feels like he's overcommitting to a lot, and he misses there, and that all but secures his game. He was all over the place. A lot of the doubles are on him there. He cuts on his rotation back, and you can tell that's throwing these Leopards off. So if I'm them, I calm down. I find the Leopards of you know, game 1 and game 2. But guys, we are going to go to our first game 5 and our only game 5 of the night. The Rattlers tying us up here and looking for that reverse sweep on stream. Can they do it, Cubics? They have the momentum. What do you think?
They really do. They have all the momentum in the world, and they've been playing great as of late, having scoring from multiple people in this game too, not just Marks leading the way. And man, they look dangerous now. They're finding ways to get out and not allowing the Leopards to really have possession. It looks like the Leopards really got shaken after that OT loss on that last 1 second left goal. And too many times I've seen that happen where a team plays their heart out for 2 games and 4 minutes and 59 seconds in game 3, and then they lose that, and then they never come back and win it. I had one of those series, and that almost cost us playoffs come the end of the year. And hopefully it doesn't do the same thing here for the Leopards, as losing this series could put them much closer to losing that guaranteed first seed and possibly being even eliminated from playoffs if things become a perfect storm for the Rattlers and the rest of their two divisions.
Yeah, and it's really a combination. The Leopards have looked worse the past 2 games, but overall the Rattlers have just come together as a team. They've looked more solid. They look ready to go, and they're taking advantage of the Leopards' mistakes that were there, but they never could take advantage of them. But guys, here we go, Game 5. This will decide this series for these two teams. Of course, it is the Leopards versus the Rattlers, a single A matchup. Let's get into it. Let's find out, as already the Leopards will move it downfield. Looking to correct this. You said Rattlers, they started 4 games in a row, up 1. They want to make it 5, but the Leopards definitely want to end that curse.
They definitely do, and getting the first goal here would be huge, breaking that curse. Woo, that almost going the wrong way. Salmon on top of Max. It almost doesn't matter. Another double commit there from Bohemian. And again, the Leopards falling apart, but Salmon is back and finally gets to clear. The pressure taken off. This is an open shot, 2 post and out. My goodness. Crazy action here in the first little bit. And the Leopards are going to look to use this momentum that they've gained in the last 5 seconds or so to keep this ball in the offense where they've been so suffocating. Get back to that form that we saw in games 1, 2, and 3 up until the final second of that one. It's a dangerous ball across.
If I'm Gatman coming out of this series, if I'm coaching this single A Leopards team, the very first thing I would work on is shot accuracy, because there should be no contest. We should be out of here, over and done, wrapped for the night. But the Leopards have consistently failed to score on open nets, and another double commit will come up there. That is another thing they might want to work on moving forward. Obviously, just cleaning things up before playoffs. But still in this one, still scoreless. A minute 30 has passed. A great pass from Salmon, and the curse will be broken. Max and the Leopards will score first here in Game 5. As I hear you just die.
I'm choking on nothing.
It was so good that Jesus took your soul from your body. But a great play coming out from the Leopards. That's exactly what they needed to break the Rattlers' momentum and get back into this one.
100%. Salmon absolutely threading the needle to Max there in the middle of the field. That's just picture perfect. And they score first for the first time in the series, in the most important game of the series, in what will be the final game of the series. That bump pretty good too, setting up a 1v1 between Salmon and Bick that Bick ends up losing. But that's got to be great for the Leopards' confidence. And we've never seen them really have to play from ahead. They've always played from behind and been like, you scored first. Okay, let's just dominate this game now. And we'll see if they can hold on to a lead. They've never really had to do that for any significant period of time, especially 3.5 minutes. So we'll see if they can do it in this one. That's going to be a very different type of play style that they're probably not used to. They don't have to anymore.
No, the Rattlers take advantage here. Max in the back corner, way too slow to challenge. I think he was waiting on the boost to spawn, and by the time it did, he had done 2 donut rotations. So they pop it high. They can't make the save, and the Rattlers again take advantage. They smell the blood in the water. Whenever there's a mistake from the Leopards on defense in particular, they move downfield rapid fire and score. Now Leopards once again. Now we've gotten the reverse tie here for the first time, and you want to see what the Leopards have in them. If the Leopards are going to win, they need to maintain their offense. As Max is there, but again the open net, and he's just like, nah, fam, I don't like open nets. Do you? And we remain tied. Half this game passed away.
Oh, we got to give him a talk through after this game at the end. So coming in the booth if the Leopards win. Oh, that could come back to bite them. And we might not even get to see Max after this game if this does not go their way because of a shot just like that. They have the pressure now. They're low on boost though, so they might need to get out on recoil here. But man, what an opportunity to not come to fruition for them.
Now another opportunity for the Rattlers. That was dangerous. Great save from Crystal to make sure that couldn't not only go in, but it also can't be shot again. He puts it out to the corner, now transitioning down to the Leopards. But Vic will take this one away, and the Leopards, they look shaken. They look scared. They've had opportunities, but a great demo from Salmon. Now Crystal has to 1v1. Will beat one. Max 1v1 in the goal. Blazing is there, but a mistouch. Max, can he sink this one? Finally, the man. Somebody give him a protractor. Divine guidance had to come through there, but he will score on the open net.
Protract.
Back up by 1.
You got to get those angles down, man. But that a great play. That just
I know
really
all the
smart.
kids probably don't know what that is anymore, but back in my day, I had to measure the angle of the dangle. You know what I'm saying? So.
That was a very smart play by Max, though, to do that little chip to make the defense, make a move on the ball, just wait for the touch so patiently, even with a man on, and to get that one to go in. And Leopards now have another lead that they have to hold off for another 75 seconds here. So we'll see if they can do that. But they've put themselves in a position to win this game. We've seen them lose a game just like this in game number 3. So we'll see if they can thwart the reverse sweep here as that minute left buzzer rings out.
Yeah, the Rattlers not really getting aggressive even though they're down. Finally are, but Max will put the shot on. But they're just taking advantage of the fact that the Leopards, even though they're 1 up and you would think, okay, let's transition into time stall mode, just pop the ball high, play real defensive, and we got this. They double commit again. They get really aggressive on offense. They just want to continue to pad them goal stats. You do have to wonder, do they know that they're up by 1, right? You need to take more time off the clock. Still, though, they'll keep it in the Pythons' half now. 30 seconds remaining. The Rattlers. The Rattlers need to find something here. The ball floating. Tuxedo will miss. Opportunity. Max again says no thank you on the open net. And the Rattlers will move this downfield. They need this one here. It's do or die moments. 20 seconds remaining in this game. It's a series point here. They need to score. Vic will take possession. Crystal will challenge. Crystal has done phenomenal in the midfield once again performing here. Max will win this one. 10 seconds ticking away. Ball in the Rattlers half. Crystal pops it back. This is dangerous.
Oh.
Beautiful shot on, and Salmon with the dagger will prevent the reverse sweep. And it took them a lot longer than you thought, but your prediction straight on point. 3-2 for the Leopards in this series.
I said 3-1. I'm not gonna kid you. I said 3-1 Leopards, which is kind of sad. But hey, they took it there, and that a great play from Bohemian to go for a little bit of a surprise on the pass, but it ended up going right tape to tape to Salmon there. And like you were saying earlier, that did they know that they were up by 1? Well, we've seen time and time again that these teams are not consistent on defense. So I think their play was, hey, let's keep the possession out of there and not necessarily generate those shots, but make sure that we're playing the ball not in our own end, because that's where we are the weakest. But they end up making it work after all and get another goal to boot, and the Leopards thwart that reverse sweep in dramatic fashion, to say the least, and in what ended up being a really good